Hello there, viewers. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of this wonderful live chat session. Can you hear me? Internet speed is slow today. That is why I'm getting your messages a little late. Lali Bella responds with yes, confirming that my voice is audible, no problem, no audio problem on my side. It's a Kitty has joined too. Says hello, Mr. Sajid. Oh, welcome to you. It's a Kitty. Again, today's live chat session is going to be brief. Uh, I have four new stories. Uh, I'll speak on that, and from next week, in coming days, I'll be able to exchange views with you by reading your comments, by reading your suggestions, and by responding to your comments. So far, I'm only sharing with you the developments which are happening. I'm sharing my perspective. You're free to write whatever you want to write so that others can read. Elim Gizao has joined to a member, one of those members who joined when I started this membership campaign a few months ago. Elim was the first one, among the first one to join. And we don't agree on some issues, me and Alam, but Alam is always here. Well, welcome to you, Alam, on joining this live chat session. Just a brief roundup words, then I'll start speaking. Last night I said that Eritrean president might visit Europe. Yes, he has arrived in Rome, Italy. Where is Brigade Nhamedu, by the way? We'll talk about that. Hassan Sheikh is there too. Abiy was there. Abiy is there too. Abiy has been PPM Abiy. People say, don't, you disrespect prime ministers, presidents, religious leaders. You don't use their titles. Well, I don't mean disrespect to anyone. When I say Abu Nematias, it does not mean that I'm disrespecting him. When I say Abi or Isas or Ibrahim Tofa, it does not mean that I disrespect others. Abi has received an award, a medal granted to the Prime Minister by the UN. The same UN which a few months ago accused Roba Tesfa joined to welcome Roba. Roba is in touch with me on some other platforms too, but whenever he joins here, I miss his participation. I miss out reading his screen name. Welcome, Roba. So Abiy has been granted a medal there. What is the significance of this medal granted to Abiy by the UN? And lastly, around 48 hours ago, a Fano group issued a video message. By the way, Fano groups are now resorting to English language too. It's good to see, by because it will make my work easier rather, because I have to get translation for each and every video and statement from Oromia, from Hara, Somalia, Far regions. So this video statement was partly in English. What did this Fano group say? I'll have a look at in this live chat session. Dozens have joined, viewers. Again, a warm welcome to you. I cannot pronounce the names of all the viewers due to still not being able. to speak fully. That is why. Otherwise, I love to pronounce your names, and believe me, I have known a lot about you people, your names, your backgrounds, your inclinations through these live chats, because uh, every day I read your names, so I'm starting to remember your names. So that is what connection is. And sometimes people can contact me, they share their personal issues or their personal perspectives about the issues, and that is how we develop mutual understanding or common understanding on some issues. Let me start with yours. For me, it is a surprise that Isaias Afwerki, Eritrean president, has arrived in Rome. Although I knew it yesterday because we saw the list of invitees, and Isaias Afwerki's name was there. Isaias Afwerki departed, and he is in Rome, I think, now, if I'm not wrong. Secondly, Abiy has arrived there too, PM Abiy of Ethiopia. Thirdly, Hassan Sheikh. I don't know about CC. Will CC be there too? Brigade Nhamedu is, a new Eritrean opposition phenomena. I would call it phenomena because it's difficult to call it a party or an armed group. Maybe a phenomenon which is trying to turn into an armed opposition resistance movement. Thank you, Bashe, says Allah Yash Pick Mr. Saji. Thank you. Yemesgan joined. Welcome back, Yemesgan. Uh, Last year, when Brigade Nhamedu appeared, it decided to stop all pro-Eritrean government programs by force. And it attacked festivals, gatherings, which had backing of. Someone is asking about Iran-Pakistan conflict. I told you what would happen, and that is what happened. Nothing serious. Uh, just a few border clashes. Otherwise, both countries have their own problems. I can speak a lot about that too. I don't stay in touch with Pakistani politics, regional politics too. Michael Tessemaj, welcome up, Michael. So Brigade Nhamedu groups have attacked several festivals, disrupted several programs in Europe. And I think, if I'm not wrong, their birth is from Europe. Uh, TV boy says Brigade Nhamedu is not political group. You funny, Sajid. So what should I call Brigade Nhamedu? Problem is that those who are anti Brigade Nhamedu, they say that Brigade Nhamedu is not an Eritrean group. They say it's a Tigrayan group. These are TPLF people. But that is not what the reality is. There could be some Tigray members too, but basically it's an Eritrean opposition group. So Brigade Nhamedu members disrupted dozens of festivals in Europe. I think Abil Said once, when he tried to perform in Europe, he was stopped too. And interestingly, this is the time for Brigade Nhamedu to show its strength in Europe from where it originated last year. Because Isaias Afwerki is there in Rome, Italy. It's just a 2-day trip. Isaias Afwerki arrived today, I think, on Monday, on Sunday. So 2-day trip. What will Brigade Nhamedu do? Now, Brigade Nhamedu's strength is going to be tested. Can they flock to Rome to send a big message to the entire world that Eritrean opposition groups are united in condemnation of Isaias Afwerki's rule? Or pro-Eritrean government communities are going to rally in support of Isaias Afwerki in Rome, Italy? So very interesting things could happen in coming hours. Too early to say, but I want to see the measure of strength of Brigade Nhamedu now. These festivals have been easy targets for them, sitting ducks for them. They took advantage of freedom of expression in Europe and they disrupted festivals, they attacked festivals. Now, when the man, the president of Eritrea, who they say is a dictator and who's killing people, who's keeping people in a prison, is in Europe, what will Brigade Nhamedu do? Is it in opposition? Is it prepared, by the way? Was it expecting Isaias Afwerki's visit? Can it put up a big show with thousands of protesters? Let's see. Tomorrow is crucial for me. For me, it's crucial. People say, Sajid, you don't report about Eritrean opposition groups. You support Isaias Afwerki. Some say you support Abiy. Some accuse me of supporting others too. But let's analyze Eritrea objectively. The newly born Brigade Nhamedu is going to be tested in the next 2 days. Can they put up a big show or not? We'll see in coming hours. Secondly, viewers, the African leaders in Italy are definitely there to attend Italy-Africa summit. As I said yesterday, all big powers have their eyes on Africa because of African resources, cheap labor here, mineral resources too, and they want to curb the flow of migrants from Africa to Europe as well. So they have different types of issues. They want to remain engaged with uh, Africa. But this Africa Italy summit is crucial in terms of Ethiopia, Somalia, Ethiopia tensions too, because top three leaders of the Horn of Africa are in Italy. Hassan Sheikh, Afwerki, and Abiy. Will there be any meetings? Will Afwerki meet with Abiy? Will Abiy meet with Hassan Sheikh? Will Hassan Sheikh meet with Abiy? Will Hassan Sheikh meet with Afwerki? Interesting things to happen in coming hours. And such meetings definitely happen on the sidelines of main summit. Sometimes these meetings are just in the form of exchange of greetings, and sometimes the two leaders sit, sometimes the delegations sit. These are not formal or well-planned meetings, but even if there is a meeting between some of these leaders, it would be, thank you, Lily. I remember your mail as well. You wished me health, speedy recovery. I could not respond to all the mails and messages who wished me speedy recovery. Again, thank you, viewers. I felt overwhelmed, honestly, the way you supported me. You are my second family, virtual family. So these meetings are going to be crucial, I think, which will happen on the sidelines of Italy Africa summit. Thirdly, award given to Abiy, and lastly Fano. Then I'll end this live chat. Abiy has been awarded with a medal today called Agri. Its name is I forgot the name of the medal, but there's Agri word in this medal's name. It has been granted to the Prime Minister by FAO, which is UN's agricultural organization. Agricola, yes, let there be light is correcting Agricola, you're right. Agricola Medal granted by FAO. FAO is a UN body. It's a UN body which deals with agriculture. Abiy happy seeing it as an honor. His support base sharing it as if it's a big achievement. I want to say a few words. Congrats to Abiy, but just a few months ago, what was WFP saying? World Food Program was saying, which is a UN body, that wheat food aid was being smuggled out of Ethiopia. And Ethiopian military officials, top government officials were involved in this food aid theft. Nothing happened. No one held account. Secondly, the same prime minister was accused of using hunger as a weapon of war. These words were used by, I remember, Samantha Fox. Correct me if I'm wrong. Samantha Fox, USAID chief, said, use of hunger as a weapon of war. He is from USAID, not from UN. And then we saw that the Ethiopian government accused aid organizations of providing weapons to the TPLF. Samantha Powell or Samantha Fox? Samantha Power. Samantha Power, English photo is saying yes. Yes, Samantha Power. So, and still at this point of time, there is disagreement between Ethiopian federal government and regional governments about the severity of disaster, humanitarian disaster in Ethiopia. Regional governments say that a famine has started. Federal government said there is no famine. Federal government is denying any famine. It is not confirming any deaths from famine. So it is covering up deaths from famine, it seems. And thirdly, the medal has been awarded to the Prime Minister because he is working towards food security. He's working to make Ethiopia self-reliant, food sufficient. Question is, I did a video a few months ago about how and when Ethiopian agricultural wheat production started rising. It started years ago. Can we say that within the last 5 years, the wheat production grew exponentially? No. And the crisis in Ethiopia, which we're seeing now, which is humanitarian crisis, it's not just because of natural calamities. It's not just because of drought, which is sometimes unavoidable, famine unavoidable. It is due to conflicts too. Who is responsible for these conflicts? In the end, it's the government. I'm not saying government is the only party which fueled conflicts, but government should have handled the conflicts. So while FAO is quick to acknowledge PM Abiy's services for making Ethiopia self-reliant, it should also tell the world that the economic crisis in Ethiopia, which is leading to hunger, deaths from hunger in Ethiopia, is because of conflicts which could not be resolved. One after the other, new conflicts are happening. International community standards are perhaps, I cannot understand which standards are adopted. Yes, Abiy should be backed if he is keen to increase the wheat production, but he's also keen to build the palace as well. His priorities, I have been criticizing his priorities. Building palaces, building museums, building. No, Darni says there is hunger in EU and UK. Please don't compare the hunger in Ethiopia to EU and UK. Please don't compare that. You know what is happening in Ethiopia. 90% of people in Tigray are dependent on food aid. Is there any state in US, in UK, where 90% are dependent on food aid? What happened in Somali region? People sold their daughters, underage daughters, into marriages, and that was said by some aid organizations working there. People were not able to feed their children. Don't compare the hunger in Europe, America, and the hunger in Ethiopia. That's not fair. And if there is hunger in Europe, if there is hunger in America, at least governments are accountable there. People are allowed to speak there. People's representatives are allowed to speak there. Can these hungry people protest in Ethiopia? If they do, what will happen to them? Imagine. So I think the parallels you're drawing are not fair. I'm speaking more because you are involving me into debates. So Abiy has got the award. Let's see that. Let's hope that his priorities get corrected. He needs to correct his priorities. Not just he, I mean the government. Building big projects won't fill people's bellies. I've been saying for 2 years now. Lastly, viewers, just last news story, then I'll leave. A Fano group has published a video complaining that it is not receiving any funds, no logistics, no weapons from abroad. And I have seen several statements from Fano group. This is the first time, perhaps for me, first time that I've seen Fano commanders speak in English. One Amhara Fano movement around 48 hours ago published a video message through a pro-Fano news outlet. And the group said that it was in need of money, it was in need of logistics, in need of ammunition. It had received nothing from abroad. So it requested diaspora to support. Maybe that is why the message was in English. Fano still unable to unite. No semblance of unity even. I mean, funds raised in America and Europe, where did the funds go? Who received the funds? Through which channels did the funds reach Ethiopia? No one really knows. So thank you, LM, for this contribution. So fundraising is a challenge for Fano fighters, and some creation of some central setup, military or political, again a challenge. Skandar doing his job, trying to unite Fano groups. Colonel doing as well, Colonel Antahon. The two want to work towards unity, I think. But Merevadjo got silent recently. Zameen Akas is speaking, but mostly in Gurjum and Gondar border areas. Halim Yumeskan says, I sent $1,000 to one Amhara Fano yesterday. So this is the situation. These were the few news stories which I want to share with you. Just two quick updates. I told you about a call for roadblocks and strike in Oromia. We're monitoring it. Sarah is monitoring it. Just a few minutes ago, uh, I talked to her. No big development so far. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to share the real picture with you. That how successful is this call, or is Ola really sincere in this call or not? And secondly, we know that UN Security Council due to meet on Monday. No, Teddy, I have not seen Sabat Naga's interview. My screen time is limited, but if you have any links, you can please share it with me, especially if the interview is in English, or if it's not in English, then please do share its main points with me, and I'll be able to speak on it. So what I learned about Ola so far is that no big implementation. That is what I discussed with Sarah. She has been working on that since this morning. But then we talked to some people and they said that main activity will start tonight. So let's see. Secondly, UN Security Council meeting tomorrow. Very important meeting. Who will support Ethiopia? Who will support Somalia? What will Russia do? What will US do? Will there be a joint statement in support of Somalia? Any joint statement tomorrow? 28 minutes have passed. I think I spoke more than I expected. Thank you for watching, viewers. Thank you for tolerating me. See you tomorrow in the next live chat session. Stay blessed. Bye bye.